right, I hit record on your end. Good morning, Dr. Dan. I always start my live feed a little early. Let people see it and get logged on. So we'll start right on the 11 o'clock hour. Total body stretch today. Good morning, Lynn and Billy. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Marty. Hello, Amber. We'll get started in about 2 minutes, everybody. What will you need today? Well, if you're at home, you can do some of the floor work on your bed. So if you don't want to get on the floor, set this up so you can watch and you can lie in the comfort of your own bed for some of the floor work. Otherwise, we're going to use a chair, some kind of a strap, a towel, a sweatshirt, and some floor work. So, Bruce, not small. We're broadcasting live on Trilogy Club Connect as well. So it gets kind of split up. We got some beautiful sunshine in Washington State today. That's nice. Not super toasty yet, though, so we'll keep it indoors for class today. All right, guys. It looks like we are about to hit the noon hour. So we're going to start standing on our feet. If you were here yesterday for our Tabata Thursday, we're going to do the same warm-up. We do the same starting warm-up for most of our classes, get our joints ready to rock and roll. So we're going to pin those shoulders down, pin them down and back, and we're going to tilt our head side to side. Just pulling the shoulders down and back should help line up the shoulder and neck muscles so you get the maximal stretch out of it. Good. Let's go left to right. And up and down. Remember, on that up, push your chin forward to help stretch the scalenes in your neck. Good. Hands out, wrist bent back, arms in, wrist bent down, back and forth. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, Sandy. Yes, I needed after yesterday too. Good morning, Dr. Pham. How are you? I got Dr. Shelton and Dr. Graham and Dr. Pham. Look at all that. Bring those hands in, clench your fists, and roll those wrists 360 degrees. Switch directions of those circles. Good evening, Ireland. It's good to see you, Orla. 7 o'clock. Should be your post-dinner stretch, Ireland time. Palms up. Bring those hands towards your face. Scoop them through the middle and out. Up and through. The secret here is not to whack the microphone hanging out in front of my face. Won't be any jumping around today, so you won't see me getting beat up by the microphone. Pull those shoulders back and round them out. Back and round. Bring those arms out and away. High-low. Bring those fingers towards each other. Back out and switch sides. We do this dynamic joint movement for multiple reasons. One's to introduce fluid back into the joint system through motion. Help those joints move better and feel better when they're moving. The second is to increase our range of motion within that joints by forcing that movement through them. Shrug that shoulder up. Roll that shoulder forward and pull it back. So I'm up and over and back. Third is muscular coordination. So you might find that some of these movements don't feel quite normal, or your hands or arms aren't doing exactly the motion you want them to. Sometimes our muscles get used to not working, and they kind of stop working for us. We have to wake them back up. One more here. Good. Big circles. When you do these big circles, keep those hands wide through the zone. Don't bring them together like a clapping motion. Right through the hips. Good. Switch directions of those circles. Good. Bring those down, and we're going to twist right through our rib cage, right at our thoracic spine. We're going to twist shoulders over hips. So try not to let those hips turn. Just right through the ribs there. Good. Hands on hips. Hip circles. Hold your head still and just move your hips without moving your upper body. Meaning don't swing your head around. Just your hips. Switch directions. Good. All right, guys. Grab whatever strap you have. Like I said, a belt, a towel, a sweatshirt, something long that you can stretch out and hold on to. And we're going to grab our strap just outside of our shoulder width, so pretty wide. And we're going to take those arms, lock them out, and we're going to lift them up and over our head. Keep those arms straight. Don't let yourself bend at the elbows. Pull that stretch back into that chest. Only go as far as your arms will let you. The more mobile that shoulder joint is, the more it's capable of doing. And you should, when they're healthy, be able to take those arms all the way through. For now, just go to where that tension spot is and bring it back forward. Good. From here, we're going to bring one hand behind our head and release the bottom strap. Re-grab right at your low back. Remember, if this is a bath towel, kitchen towel, sweatshirt, belt, anything, just re-grab there. Use that bottom hand to pull the strap down, causing the top hand to tuck itself up by that head. Now, while we're in this stretch, we're going to add a stretch here to get into our neck some more. So I want you to turn your head away from that arm that's upright And then I want you to bring your chin down. Keep that back straight and that posture up. Good. Bring that head back up to center. And we're going to take our arm and we're going to pull up now. Tucking the low arm up and under our back. Bring that strap over the shoulder. Good. Now that low arm's tucked, turned away from the low arm. And again, bring that chin down. Good. Bring that head back up to center. Raise that top hand again. Let's dry off the back a little bit. Just up and down with that strap or towel. Just make that joint move a little bit. Good. Release the bottom hand. Replace the top hand. And reestablish that low back. Use the low hand, pull the top hand down. Turn your head away. Pull that chin down. Bring your head back to center. High hand up. Tuck that arm up and under your back. Bring that strap over. Again, turn away from the low arm. And bring that chin down. Chin back to center. Lift that top hand up. Just dry off that back a few times, up and down. Good. We'll release that bottom hand, bring that strap back around. All right, guys, not quite done with it yet. We're going to grab close grip, but do that behind your back. Once you have that, pull your shoulders back, punch your arms down. It's like chest should pop up in the air. From that position, pull those straight arms away from your body, opening up your rib cage, opening up your chest. Good. From here, push those hips back behind you. Bringing that chest forward. And then slowly start to bring your arms up into the level of stretch they're capable of. Bring those hips back underneath you. And go ahead and release that strap. I'm going to take that strap and set it to the side now, or towel, whatever you were using. We're done with that for now. We're going to get into some lower body stretches. We're going to use our chair for balance if you need it, or a wall or a counter, whatever you're next to while you're doing the video. We're going to take one foot and want to step over the other foot. Again, if you need to hold on to something here, by all means do so, but push your hips back, backwards behind you, bringing your upper body, lowering. Keep pushing back. It's not about dropping your chest to the floor. It's about pushing your hips behind you. The more you push back, again, use your chair for balance if you need to, the deeper you're going to get into that rear leg, along your IT band and into your hip. Good. Let's engage those hips back underneath. And we're going to switch our legs. So take the back leg and put it in front. Again, crease those hips, push them backwards. Bringing yourself down by pushing back into those hips. Let's engage those hips right back underneath us. Good. And now again, chair or wall. I'm about 5'9", with a fairly lower back chair. It's about as low as I want it. If you're taller than me, by all means use a wall. You can lean on a wall for this one, but we're going to stand just away from our chair. And we're going to lean our body weight out onto it. Take your outside leg and let it step across. Push those hips forward underneath and sink your weight into that chair or wall that's holding you. Stretch should run along that hip line. We will be running through many stretches today, and maybe your body's not tight in certain areas, so you may not feel every single stretch. Doesn't mean you're doing the stretch wrong. It just means maybe you're lucky enough to not be tight there. Good, we're going to push ourselves away. And again, using that chair or wall for balance, I'm going to squat down a little bit, and I'm going to take this free hand, and I'm going to grab the leg that's behind me. Preferably my shin, but if I can get my shoe or even my pants, that's great. But we're going to stand up into a quad stretch. If it's difficult to get into a quad stretch, that is where a stretching strap can be beneficial. Something that you can increase the distance between your hand to foot and allow you to pull yourself up into a stretch that you may have difficulty getting into with your current state of flexibility. Good. Release that foot. We're going to bring it around the front. I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see this. But I want to pull my foot above my knee. So I'm going to turn sideways. I'm going to straighten my back, and I'm going to sit back into my hips. What I don't want you to do is push forward down over your knee. We don't want pressure up here. We want pressure back into the hip, right? So sit backwards and down into that hip. We should be stretching into our piriformis. Good. Push those hips back underneath. I'm going to move my chair to the other side so I can stay facing you. And we'll do the other side of the body. So remember, just out of reach. Lean out onto it. Wall, chair, outside leg steps over. Hips push under before I sink my weight down into that chair. Do make sure your hips are engaged up and under you as you sink down in. If you let your hips push back, you're really going to have a hard time feeling the stretch. Good. Let's reach down again. Grab that shin, that foot, shoe, the pants, whatever you can get a hold of. Pull up into that quadricep stretch. Again, if you joined us yesterday for Tabata Thursday, you're probably feeling these stretches. I am. Good. Relax that foot down. Bring it around to the front. Cross that ankle above the knee. Straighten that back and sit back into that hip. Good. Push those hips back underneath. And go ahead and bring that foot down. All right, before we turn our chair around, let's go ahead and put our hands on the back. If you need to use the wall for this, you can too. Let's walk ourselves backwards to a point where we can push our hips and drop our head down through. Good. Let's bring those hips back underneath. All right. Now we're going to take that chair. or the stool or whatever you're using. I'm going to turn around to face us. So we want the seat facing us. And I'm going to put one foot up into our chair. So again, don't have anything too high. And if you are balance challenged, that's A-okay. Just have something near you to help stabilize you. If you need to have the counter or a cane or another chair by you, do that. Don't sacrifice your balance to get your stretch. So we're going to pick one foot up in that chair. We're going to straighten that back out. We're going to tilt our hips back. Okay, hips go back again, and we bring our chest forward. Don't worry about going down. If I'm tilting those hips back and bringing that chest forward, I should engage that hamstring real nice and get a real nice stretch. Now, once you're in that stretch, I want you to check that outside hip, the hip that's on the leg that's on the floor, turn that hip into the stretched leg. Stay really squared off. A lot of times our body is so tight, it'll push us out of the stretch. And one thing it likes to do is push our hips back open. So you really got to concentrate to help this stretch out, keeping those hips closed off. Now, from this stretch, I want you to take that foot, and I want you to pull that back towards you. Whew. And if you're in this stretch right, as soon as you start to pull that foot back, you're going to feel it. It's going to move that stretch down lower. You might feel that into the calf, into the Achilles, even down into the arch of the foot, depending on your tension. Good. Let's push those hips back underneath us. I'm going to put that foot down. I'm going to turn sideways. That same leg I was just doing is still facing the chair, but I've turned sideways, and I'm going to put my foot back up in that chair. My toes still pointing at the ceiling, but my opposite foot is perpendicular, pointing sideways from that chair. Again, we're going to engage those hips slightly behind us, and then we're going to lean our upper body weight towards the leg that's in the chair. That should move this stretch down your adductor line from the groin into the adductor. If you guys have been staying active by getting out there and walking and hiking, these leg stretches are really important. We tend to use all these muscles a lot on those long walks. Okay, let's push those hips back underneath. I want to take that foot off. I'm going to turn my chair just a little more sideways. Still facing, same leg we've been stretching. I want you to put it up, but I want you to step now. Again, if your chair is too high, use something lower. Whether you have arms of your chair or a back of your chair, reach forward and grab something. Look down at that foot on the ground and kick it nice and straight. Make sure it's real straight. Once we're straight, we're going to sink our weight down. So I'm going to drop my hips straight down towards that surface I'm standing on, so I'm nice and upright. If we got into this right, we're going to feel this in the hip flexor of the leg that we left on the ground. Sit up nice and tall, engaging that hip underneath you. If you want to add to this stretch, you can extend the arm so you're a real long line from the floor all the way up, reaching to that ceiling. Good. From here, using that back of that chair or the arms of the chair, we're going to lift our hips up. We're going to push them behind us. And we're going to slide our way over that leg. So again, it should be deep into the hamstring of the top leg. Good. Let's bring the hips right back underneath us. Bring ourselves back and step off. I'm going to move my chair to the other side because we're going to do the whole other side of the body now. So again, facing our chair, the other leg now, up, toes pointing at the ceiling, back straight, tilt those hips, bring that chest forward, turn those hips into that stretching leg. Now let's pull that foot back towards us while we're in this stretch. And again, still check to make sure those hips are squared off. All these moves and all this tension, again, your body's going to instinctively push away from it. Okay, let's bring those hips back underneath. We'll step down, turn ourselves sideways to that chair, bring that foot back up, toes still pointing at the ceiling. Straighten that back, tilt those hips, lean towards that leg that's in the chair. Remember, when you're stretching here in this class or on your own, you want to hold those stretches 20 to 30 seconds, even longer if you want for static stretching, but don't do it less than 20. We always try to get 30 in this class. Let's push those hips forward. I'm going to step down again and face my chair. One foot on it, hands forward. Check that back foot, that's nice and straight. And drop those hips down into the chair. Tuck that hip up and under. Remember that hip flexor. You want that extra stretch. Reach and open up the ribs as you're tucking those hips. Good. From here, lift those hips back up. Push them behind you. Slide those arms forward. Lay over that leg. Good, let's bring those hips forward. And we'll step off the chair. I know some of you get excited because I usually plop us right down in that chair. But today, I'm going to do a little floor work. So, we're going to start by bringing ourselves down to that mat on our stomach or chest. So, get yourself down to the floor, or like I said, on your bed, if that works. We're going to bring ourselves all the way down. Now, from this position, go ahead and bring your arms out a little bit wide. It's going to give us a little support. And we're going to lift one foot off the ground. Then we're going to pick that leg up. So I'm going to pick that leg up, and then I'm going to try to bring it over my body. Now, you may only be able to go a little bit, and that's okay. Rotating into your thoracic area is important. So you're going to bring that leg over as far as you're capable of. Keeping it bent. Trying to keep both shoulders and chest on the ground. We're going to do a couple of these. So bring that back. And then let's bring up the other leg. Bend it. Lift it. Bring it across your body. Bring that back. One more time, not quite as long on each side. Up. And over. Bring it back. Up. And over. Good. And bring it back. Bring those hands underneath you. Okay, so I'm right here by my chest. We're going to go under, pull those shoulders back, and arc back. Keeping those hips pointed towards the floor. You're like the mermaid on the front of the ship. Good. From here, we're going to pick our hips up and walk those knees in until we're on all fours, nice and even. And then I want you to tilt those hips and pinch those shoulders. Pull your chin back. And we're going to go opposite of all these directions. So we're going to pull those shoulders away, tuck those hips under, and bring the chin down and round out everything. Let's tuck it again. Tilt those hips. Pinch those shoulder blades. Pull that head back. And tuck it all under and round it all out. Good. Now get ourselves nice and flat through our back again. And using just your hands, I want you to walk, bending right at the rib cage to your side. So leave those hips squared and just turn your upper body like you're trying to bend into a right angle or an L shape. You should feel this on the open side, really opening up by your ribs, somewhat into your obliques. Then walk it back to center and go to the other side. Good. All right. From this position, let's just go ahead and work our way seated. Sitting down on the floor is tough. You can lie back on your back and do these stretches from your back as well. But I want you to take one foot, step over right at the knee. So my foot's right at my knee. This is my right leg. I'm going to take my left arm and put it on the other side of my right leg. My right hand's on the ground, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to twist my body. Counter rotate into your spine. Good. Relax that. Sit up nice and tall. Then I want you to scoop up under that leg and pull it up into your chest. Pull it up into your chest. Feel this down that leg. Backside of that hip into your glute medius and minimus. Good. We're going to relax that and uncross that leg. Step over on the other side. Reach that arm around and twist around that corner. Try to keep your spine straight. Release that arm. Scoop and pull that leg up into that chest. Good, guys. Let's relax that. All right. We're going to lie back on our back. And if you can, let's take both knees off the ground. Pull them up. Some people like to sit up and hug those legs in. But you can stay back flat and just use your hands to pull those knees in. Now I want you to take your right leg, release it, and let it extend to the floor. Use both hands on the left and pull it across your body. As you're pulling, release the left, put it out flat, and continue that right. It's okay if those hips come up. Good. Bring that knee back across. Set it down and slide it out. Let's bring that other one up and in. And start to pull it across slowly. Release the right hand. Bring it out to your side. Gently pull that arm across, the leg across your body. Again, we're trying to keep our shoulders down. Good. Let's bring that leg back and set it down. Let's bring both those feet up. And again, if you've done yoga, you might be familiar with this one, but we're going to bring our knees off the ground and lift our feet up into the air. And take both our arms and keep them on the inside of our knees, but reach up and grab the outside of our feet. From here, use your arms to pin your shoulders down and pull those knees towards the floor while those feet stay pointing at the ceiling. This is the happy baby pose. If you find this pose is difficult to do with 2 feet, see if you can keep one foot on the ground and just do one leg at a time. Okay, let's relax those. Bring them back to the ground. All right, guys, let's go ahead and sit up. And from my seated position, let's go ahead and stand back up. All right. Arms high. Bring them to the side. Push your hips back behind. Scoop through. Up and around. And then go back the way you came. Lean, hips back. Scoop through. And back. Last one. Good. Those hands up. I'm going to bring them down. Squat down. Scoop in a big deep breath. Lifting that chest up high. We're going to breathe out. Extend those arms out in front. I'm going to do right arm. I'm going to breathe in again, and I'm going to open up, rotating my shoulders. Exhale to center. And inhale on the left side. Exhale to center. And inhale up and back. Leaning back. We're going to exhale to the floor. Inhale up. Exhale out. Open right. Breathe out. Open left. Breathe out. Up and over. Leaning back. Exhale one more time down. Lace your fingers on the up. Flip them over. Exhale out. Stretching those hands open. Last one up and over. And exhale out. Good, guys. I hope you feel really good today. Great way to loosen up the body and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock Pacific time, we'll be doing gentle workout. So chair-based workout, small amount of weight. It's a beginning to intermediate level exercise. Can you make it harder? Sure you can. More weight, more reps, standing instead of sitting. But we're going to tone it down a little bit, especially after Tabata Thursday, and we'll do an awesome gentle workout. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I hope you have an awesome Friday. Thanks. Bye-bye.